Mary had a little lamb.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Help is on the way.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
It's now down to a two-person race between Donald Trump and Nikki Haley. The former president looking to close out the primary quickly with a decisive victory in New Hampshire.
We started off with 13, and now we're down to 2 people. And I think one person will be gone probably tomorrow.
Oh. Fresh off Trump's landslide win in Iowa, his former rivals lining up behind him one by one.
We need Donald Trump. America needs Donald Trump.
If you want to make America great again, vote Trump.
If you want 4 more years of Donald Trump, let me hear you scream.
Haley has campaigned here far more than Trump, holding 81 events. The former president, just 17. But she's still trailing him by double digits. In the final hours, blitzing through the state, looking to pull off a major upset.
Please, please, we love you so much. My friends, we're all voting for you. We got you.
Don't worry about the rest of them. We're going on to South Carolina.
Right. Haley insisting she's the last hope of stopping a Biden-Trump rematch.
Do you want more of the same? Or do you want to go forward?
Hoping to win over independent voters like Deborah Berube in Concord.
It's probably going to be Nikki.
Why Nikki?
Because I think it's time for a big change.
The former South Carolina governor ramping up her attacks, telling voters Trump and President Biden are just too old for the job.
Are we really going to say that we're okay with having our options be 2 80-year-olds that run for president?
Trump telling his supporters Haley wouldn't stand a chance in November.
So if you want a losing candidate who puts America last, vote for Nikki Haley. But if you want a president who puts America first every single time, you're going to vote for Donald J. Trump, and you have to get out and vote.
Randi?
What?
Randi, thank you.
You're welcome. So this is crazy. This is just mass madness. This is insane. So we had 13 candidates. We're down to 2. I can't believe how many people dropped out before New Hampshire. So what did they get in exchange? See, we have to just wait and see. That's the crazy part, right? And now we're having, New Hampshire where Biden is not. This is, I don't know. Just wake me up when the primaries are over so we could start a general election is basically my sentiment here. But okay, so Biden is not on a ballot anywhere in New Hampshire today. No, he's not. You have to write him in. Why would that be? Why, everybody? Why? Well, apparently, when Biden and the Democratic Party decided that the 2 whitest states in the nation, the Iowa and the New Hampshire, nothing against either of them, except I'm pissed at Iowa. Okay. But the Iowa and the New Hampshire, I would live in New Hampshire in a heartbeat. Everybody that knows me knows that. I would if I could just figure out where I want to be. That's what I would do. But okay, that they would rather have a more demographically diverse population start the primaries for the Democrats. Begin and have the first in the nation primary with regard to the Democrats. And so we decided as a party, I don't know why I'm saying we, I'm not even part of the party, but the Democrats decided that they would put South Carolina first in the nation for the Democratic primary. Well, this so peeved New Hampshire, who apparently in their law has it such that they are allowed to be or entitled to be or they're deeded to be. I don't know how you would phrase this, but in New Hampshire's laws, could be in their constitution. Somebody in New Hampshire will have to tell me. True that I'd never read the New Hampshire Constitution. Sorry. It's a flaw of mine. It's a flaw. But New Hampshire was so upset that it was not the first primary in the nation for the Democrats that it actually left Biden's name off of the Democratic primary ballot. Well, the only person running in the well, I shouldn't say that because you have what's his name, the guy who looks like David Duchovny. You know who I'm talking about? Yeah, he's running. I don't know. It's like if you feel like voting for David Duchovny lookalike, I mean, he's your guy. He is. And, is he sane? Yeah, he seems sane. He really does. But, kind of nervous about him going to no labels and forming some sort of a ticket. Yeah, there's that. But anyway, so if you wanted to vote for Biden, you have to write his name in New Hampshire. Now, why is that a thing? Why is that important? It's important because we found out yesterday that there are robocalls. As usual, the Republicans have to cheat. They never feel, sated or satisfied or happy or like they've actually run a race unless they cheat in some manner, unless they suppress the vote in some, So they have these robocalls, which of course is, one of their greatest hits. This one was apparently generated with AI. Okay, yeah, artificial intelligence. Ooh, it's so 21st century, everybody. So instead of going out and finding a voice actor and paying, AFTRA or SAG wages, instead of going out and finding an actor that sounds exactly like Joe Biden, apparently a voice sample was taken of Joe Biden's voice, and now through the magic of artificial intelligence, you can create an entire robocall that sounds like Joe Biden. And of course, it will tell you not to vote on Tuesday. Like I said, greatest hits is what it is. So, this is all designed to keep people from voting and going and knowing that they need to write in Joe Biden's name if they are voting in the Democratic primary. However, that is as exciting to me news as Yemen. Let's talk Yemen, everybody.
Can't wait. Thought you'd never get there.
Does anybody even know who the Houthis are fighting? Do they even know who they're up against? Yeah, let's talk Yemen, everybody. No. So listen. Today is the New Hampshire primary, and Donald Trump showed up in Londonderry, New Hampshire. Okay, Londonderry. You know what was interesting about him showing up in Londonderry? He claimed that nobody knew he was going to show up in Londonderry. He claimed that this was a surprise visit to Londonderry. But when I looked at his surprise visit in Londonderry, you know what I saw? Know what I did? Know what I saw? I saw every single solitary news network in Londonderry with camera equipment, with microphones, with boom mics, with reporters, with photographers. I saw CNN. I saw MSNBC. I saw Local. I saw New York Times. I saw Washington Post. I saw every single news outlet. And he's claiming, oh, look at this crowd. And nobody even knew I was coming. Nobody even knew. And, he's saying, hey, listen, Nikki is hurting herself. She ought to get out of the race because in South Carolina, I'm going to beat her by 60 points. Now, I looked at South Carolina's polling. He is ahead by 30 points, okay? He is in this particular thing, too. He's ahead by a lot, by a whole stinking lot. There's no question about it. The thing about New Hampshire is independents and unaffiliateds can vote in the Republican primary. Now, they're saying that Nikki Haley could pull a surprise upset today because of that fact. So, I'm kind of looking at people who look at, the history of New Hampshire and the history of the independents and how they can flip a vote. And the last thing that I saw that looked remotely possible was Bush-McCain, okay? And in Bush-McCain, the two Republicans, obviously McCain and Bush, were almost neck and neck in the Republican voters, with Republican voters. It was like 50-51, something like that for McCain and it was like, and then McCain swept in as an and the independents loved him, okay? And he won the independent vote by 42%. So that's kind of what Nikki Haley would have to do. Except that when you look at the Republican voters in New Hampshire, it's not evenly split. It's like Donald Trump is 1,000 points ahead of Nikki Haley. It's like 66-24. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and her independent vote is going to be, pretty good, I think. But it's not going to be enough to overcome the gap between the Republicans and the Republicans. Yeah. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.